Alright, so let's jump right into it. So I'm going to show you two tips. One is a trick for how to steal quote unquote, steal your competitors' followers on Google Plus and Twitter. And the second is a new little known way to collect email leads on Twitter. So let's start with how to steal your competitors' followers on Twitter and Google Plus. So I'm on Twitter right now, and let's say that my competitor is Aweber. So search for Aweber. And there's really two things that I can do here, right? I want people who are probably not robots. So I want to take the followers from them I want to get their followers that are real people and they are engaged, right? So engagement is determined by, did they recently comment, tweet at, or retweet something that Aweber put out there. And then the second, you can usually tell because they'll probably have like a picture of a person and you can see what else they're tweeting. But you normally don't have to go that in depth. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so they have conversion optimization pros, Aweber hour. Let's see who retweeted it. So we have Kyle Ackerman and Ollie Gardner. So I would want to follow those two people. And yeah, so Kyle Ackerman in this case, as an example, he has a relatively good ratio of following to follower. So there's a high likelihood that he will follow me back. And Ollie Gardner, okay, so he's not following so many people, so I probably don't want to follow him. Again, you don't really have to get that in depth. You just want to probably look for real people who are retweeting and or directly engage with what your competitor is saying. And then if they don't follow you back in, say, a 48 to 72 hour period, you can go to the website justunfollow.com. And you can just one click, it will show you who you're following, who's not following back. You can just one click to unfollow each of those people. I think they might limit it on how many people you can unfollow per day, something like 50, but it's fine. You can even train your virtual assistant to do this. I have looked into ways you can automate this with Twitter. With the tool Zapier. But they actually don't have as an action in their automated options the ability to follow someone. Okay, so let's talk now about Google Plus and how you might do the same thing in Google Plus. So you would search for your competitor, in this case we'll say Aweber again. Load up their page, and then what you want to do is pretty much the same thing. You want to look at what they're actually talking about, what they're sharing on their Google Plus account. And let's scroll down, let's see. So they have this Beginner's Guide to Social Media Marketing. Brandon Schaefer +1 and reshared it. So I probably want to go ahead and follow Brandon. Now, the one downside to doing this with Google Plus is that I don't believe there are any tools like Just Unfollow out there where you can easily see who's sharing, or rather who's not following you back, and just one click easily unfollow them. I think for that you might have to go into your personal profile and kind of go through the list to see who you're following, who's following you, and rather who you're following who's not following you back. So it's a little more complicated in that sense. But because Google Plus engagement is much higher, I find, compared to Twitter, there's a higher likelihood that people are going to follow you back if you follow them on Google Plus. All right, so now let's talk about one easy way. It's brand new, how you can collect leads with Twitter. So the way to do this is when you're logged into Twitter, you want to click on the settings icon in the upper right hand corner like so. You want to go to Twitter ads, and I'm not running any right now, as you can see. I actually ran a campaign, but it was not so useful. I'll try again in the future when I think it's appropriate. So you want to go to creatives and then click on cards. So this is a brand new feature. It's actually only a couple of months old. They've been testing it for a while with larger Twitter accounts, and they just rolled it out so that now all small businesses and startups can have access to this. And it's free, so you don't have to pay for this, which is great. And under cards, you have the option to create say a lead generation card, because with lead generation people can one click to basically opt in to get whatever you're offering, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And then their email list will be shared with you, so you can put them on your email list. So if I were to create a lead generation card, let's give it a short description, test example offer. I can upload an image. And then this is a preview of what the person will see in their Twitter feed when you actually tweet out this offer. So let's see, subscribe to my free marketing course. And the only catch is you do need to have a publicly posted privacy policy. And card details fallback URL. What is this? Okay, this is the URL. This is the link where people will be redirected to after they click on your call to action to actually opt into your offer. So that's pretty awesome. So that allows you to further track if you have goals set up in your Google Analytics account. This allows you to also track it as part of your goals in your Google Analytics account, because you can redirect them to a thank you page, for instance. And that's pretty much it. It's relatively easy to set up. Just got to agree to the terms and conditions, then you can create it and you can start tweeting it out on a regular basis. And I believe that you can probably automate it with something like Zapier, so you can post your offer once a week automatically without even thinking about it. And if you want more details on how this process works, moz.com, this link up here, you can just Google for it. They have a pretty in-depth article explaining the exact steps behind how to set this up if you have any further questions or if you get stuck anywhere. So I hope you found these two tips useful. Again, use Twitter lead generation cards to collect email addresses and build your email list. And in order to build your followers and steal from your competitors, you can just find people who are engaged with your competitors' Google Plus and Twitter accounts. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I've actually used it to double my Twitter account in about 2 months earlier this year. So check it out and let me know what you think.